Let's be honest for a second. You've set goals before, right? You've told yourself, this time I'll stick to it. Maybe it was waking up early, reading daily, working out, building that dream. And for a few days, you felt powerful, focused, unstoppable. But then, a late night, a bad mood, one skipped day turned into two, and suddenly, it was gone. Again. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. It's not that you lack motivation. It's that motivation is a liar. And the Stoics, they knew this 2,000 years ago. They didn't wait for inspiration to strike. They didn't need feel-good quotes or hype playlists. They operated by tactics, disciplined, clear, and brutally honest. Today, I'll show you exactly what those tactics were. How men like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus trained their minds like warriors. And how you can use the same timeless wisdom to become someone who doesn't just start, but someone who keeps going. This isn't just about building better habits. It's about becoming someone who doesn't abandon themselves when life gets hard. Because consistency isn't a superpower. It's a practice. And you're about to learn how to master it. Absolutely. Here's the full expansion of the first 4 Stoic principles, each with 4 additional motivational lines, written in an engaging and commanding tone for your Stoic channel. 1. Define your duty, not your mood. The Marcus method. Marcus Aurelius woke up each day with pain in his chest, enemies at his gates, and the weight of an empire on his shoulders. But he didn't ask, do I feel like being emperor today? Am I motivated to lead? He asked, what is my duty? The Stoics understood this simple truth. Your emotions are temporary weather, but your duty, that's the sky. When you define yourself by what you must do, rather than what you feel, you eliminate the drama and get to work. You don't wait for clarity, you create it through action. Discipline begins the moment you ask yourself, what needs to be done? And do it. The modern world tells you to chase how you feel. The Stoics say, do what you must. When your identity is grounded in duty, no excuse can uproot it. A warrior doesn't need the perfect mood to act, just the right mission. Every time you do your duty despite resistance, you prove who's in control. You, not your feelings. Don't wait for passion. Plant it by showing up daily. Duty grows courage. Duty builds greatness. 2. Build the chain, then never break it. Epictetus didn't talk about dopamine, but he knew how habits shape a life. He taught that the things you repeat shape who you become. Every time you act with discipline, you reinforce your identity. Every time you act with laziness, you weaken it. Think of every consistent action you take, journaling, working, practicing, as a link in a chain. 1 day becomes 2, 2 becomes 10, and then it becomes identity. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about never letting the chain snap. You won't always have perfect days, but you must always keep the chain alive. Even a short session counts. Even 5 minutes matters. Protect your momentum like it's sacred, because it is. A broken chain isn't just one missed day, it's a signal to quit. Never send that signal. Success isn't built on giant leaps. It's built on stubborn daily links in an unbreakable chain. 3. Master the mind. Don't trust it blindly. Here's the harsh truth. Your mind is a master negotiator and a master manipulator. It'll whisper, you've worked hard enough. You're not in the mood. Just this once. And if you listen blindly, you lose. The Stoics taught us to observe the mind, not obey it. They trained themselves to recognize when thoughts were based in fear or weakness. They didn't try to kill their emotions, but to rise above them. They separated thought from action, and that made them powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. So when resistance shows up, notice it, acknowledge it, then calmly respond, Noted. I'm doing it anyway. This is how warriors think. This is how discipline is forged, not through violence, but through inner command. That voice that says stop. That's your invitation to continue. Discipline means making your mind a tool, not a tyrant. A sharp sword in the wrong hands is dangerous, and so is a mind without direction. You don't silence doubt. You outgrow it by acting in spite of it. The Stoic path isn't about comfort, it's about command. Win your mind, win your life. 4. Shrink the task, but never skip the work. When a task feels overwhelming, don't quit, shrink it. 10 pages, not 100. 5 reps, not 50. 1 hour, not all day. The Stoics knew the mind fears giants, but it can conquer ants. So break it down, make it doable, then do it. Progress isn't about massive bursts. It's about showing up when it's hard. Even the smallest step forward is sacred, if done consistently. Skipping becomes a habit. So does showing up. Choose wisely. Remember, you don't have to finish the war today. Just win this one battle. You don't need perfection. You need presence. Every task completed, no matter how small, builds mental momentum. It's better to do a little consistently than to burn out chasing big wins. In the Stoic way, effort matters more than outcome, because effort is always within your control. 5. Ritual over routine. Anyone can have a routine. Wake up, brush teeth, sit down, repeat. But a ritual is different. A ritual means intention, presence, purpose. A Stoic doesn't just journal, he reflects with clarity. He doesn't just train, he honors the process. Routine is mechanical, ritual is meaningful. Rituals anchor your mind to your purpose. They turn mundane actions into sacred habits, and they remind you that this matters. You matter. Whatever habit you're trying to build, don't rush it. Make it sacred. Light a candle before you study. Say a phrase before you work. Take 3 deep breaths before you begin. Create a trigger, a mental doorway that says, I'm stepping into who I want to become. Even the smallest ritual can create mental armor for the day ahead. You're not just doing a task, you're becoming someone through it. Consistency is strengthened not by force, but by meaning. Add meaning. 6. Control what you can. Accept what you can't. Let's be real. Even with all the planning, all the preparation, life hits hard. You'll miss a day, get sick, lose focus. Life will interrupt you every time. And when that happens, most people quit. But a Stoic adapts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." You missed a day? Fine. Recenter. Ask, what's within my control right now? Then act on it. Stop wasting energy on the past. Don't argue with reality, collaborate with it. Your next move is more important than your last mistake. Focus on what you can influence and let the rest go. Anger at what you can't control is wasted motion. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's strategy. Peace begins where resistance ends. Respond, don't react. 7. Think in years, not days. In a world of instant dopamine, where everything is about 30-day challenges and overnight success, the Stoics were playing a long game. They didn't ask, what will I achieve this week? They asked, what kind of person am I becoming in 10 years? That shift changes everything. You're not just doing push-ups, you're becoming strong. You're not just writing daily, you're becoming wise. You're not just showing up today, you're becoming someone who always shows up. Don't think like a tourist, think like a builder, brick by brick, day by day. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you've become the person you once admired. Let's leave with this. Consistency isn't a feeling, it's a philosophy. One that's bigger than motivation, one that's stronger than excuses, one that turns soft minds into steel. So the next time you feel like quitting, don't look for hype. Don't scroll for inspiration. Look inside. Because inside you is a Stoic, calm, clear, committed. And every day you act on that, no matter how small, you're proving something powerful to yourself. I am the kind of person who doesn't stop. Now go, build your chain, honor your rituals, and show up like your future depends on it. Because it does. Subscribe for more ancient tactics for the modern world. And remember, don't chase the spark, become the fire.